Yo, what's Gucci, what's Fendi, what's poppin'? Brand new whip, nah fam. I just hopped in. Welcome back to the Psychology Podcast. Another week with another special guest. You know how we do it down here. And this week, well, this week's special. Oh, this week is nice. This week is gonna trigger some. Ooh. And I've got a special guest to help me trigger people. But hey, don't shut her out yet. Don't. Especially the gents. Yeah, because you probably read the title by now. But anyway, so without further ado, I want to introduce my guest, Angel Nakai. Angel, what's good?
Nothing. How are you?
I'm lacquer. Hey, I always like to saying I'm lacquer like a firecracker, but today I'm lacquer. Anyway, so before we get into it and before we actually get into the meat of the thing, please just introduce yourself to those that don't know you. You know, just a brief introduction. Yeah, the PG-13 introduction. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Angel Nakai. I'm 22, currently in South Africa studying psychology. I'm in my second year. Yeah, I have a blog where I write about different issues and problems that young people face, but we don't openly speak about because of the stigma behind some of these issues. But I use my blog as like an open space and like just a space for comfort where people can read through stories, and if they relate to it, it could help them. If not, it could help the next person. So it's always good to, share the link, share the insight that you get. And yeah, that's basically who Angel Nakai is in a nutshell.
That's a nice, beautiful, brief introduction. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a feeling you studied psychology. You know what? I had a feeling. Because for the people that are listening, I discovered Angel. Well, how do I say this? I saw her blog on IG. And then I'm reading through it. I'm like, yo, this is some good stuff. Because a lot of people write a lot of shit, but this is not shit. This is good. This is good shit. It's not shit, but it's good shit. You get me what I'm saying? So
I get what you're saying.
So, it gave me, if I were to guess what you were studying, I would have been like psychology, straight up from the bat, or philosophy or something like that, because she's got beautiful writing. I will definitely leave a link in like the description box and stuff like that, just so that everyone else can read your blog. But anyway, nonetheless, I want to get into the meat. So the title of this is "Men Are Trash," but it's in quotes. And I know, gents, please relax, calm down.
Relax, guys, relax.
Yeah, before you just click off like, one of these feminazis again. Calm down, relax. What we want you to do is just listen to what she has to say. This conversation, when I explained to you, I want it to be a conversation about relationships between men and women, but also how people can move on after they've broken up. It's sort of like a 2-in-1, but she will get to explain. But anyway, let me start here. When you hear the phrase "men are trash," what do you think of? What is it? What goes in your mind?
I feel like most times when the statement "men are trash" comes out, it's usually a broken woman who's so upset and so hurt about what she's been through that she's just going to generalize her opinion of men altogether because of one bum-ass nigga that hurt her, And I feel like it shouldn't be like that because, first of all, in regards to what I just said, it's not always that one bad experience that should mark everyone else. Like, you shouldn't taint everyone else's image because of one bad situation, And I'll give the example of like, I mean, I've entertained some bum ass niggas, but there's also been some good people in my life, like some good guys and some good good people, let me just say, So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's so unfair to generalize it and say, oh, all men are trash, all men are the same. No, they're not. Most times you're just attracting the same type of men and you keep getting hurt and you wonder why. But sometimes it's also a thing of, oh, I only date people that are 6'4", that play sports, that do this and that. And if you keep yourself in a narrow-minded mindset like that, then you're going to
Uh,
keep getting hurt. Like, what do you expect? But it's those nice guys that supposedly finish last that could be the best guys you could ever date. But because you have your mind so set on 6 foot athlete, has money, has a car, do you even have those things for yourself? And then when someone can't provide that for you, you think they're trash. But hey, most times you're probably even trash as a woman, expecting this man to fulfill all of these other things for you. Like, it's good to have a standard and expectations, but if you can't fulfill those expectations for yourself, you can't expect the next person to do it for you. So even like in regards to like happiness and things like that, like if you can't find happiness within yourself and within your own little life, you can't expect the next person to come and be your saving grace and bring so much happiness into your life. Because, guys, life is tough. We're all going through shit. We're all going through
mm,
so much that you
mm-hmm.
can't expect the next person to be so perfect and
Mm.
accept your imperfections if you can't accept their imperfections. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So this
Mm.
men are trash thing, I feel like it's so unfair. Like I really feel sorry for men sometimes because your women really do too much, put too much pressure, and it's not fair. So yeah, that's
Okay.
basically what I think.
Okay. So she said a lot of things, and obviously you don't have as much time, but I'm gonna try and. So you talked about how one there's women that they want a guy that's 6'4". For those that don't understand, 6'4", that's probably like 1.8 something meters going up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that's making money, he's 22 years and you want him to be taking care of you like his daddy.
You
Um,
know?
all those things, yeah. And then you
Yeah.
mentioned in line with that, you said, um, do you have these things that you want or something reciprocal, so to speak, from
Yes.
these things that you want? What and the third thing you said was, it's those supposed nice guys that finish last that you may skip. Yes.
Yeah.
So my question to you as a woman, and see, Angel, I want you to be as honest as possible, because the
Okay.
psychology podcast is about honesty. It's about
Yes, let's
accountability.
be honest.
Side note, go check out the accountability series. But anyway, it's about all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, why do you think a lot of women um never really like the quote unquote that nice guy and usually like the quote unquote the bad boy, the guy that treats her like shit, the bum ass nigga, as you said, as opposed to the guy that actually treats her well or is nice, so to speak? What do you think it
Um,
could be the cause of that? As a psychologist, you can even go in depth with the science.
I feel like sometimes in these cases, like,
Mm.
okay, let me speak for myself in this instance, right?
Mm.
Like, yes, we, okay, I don't mind nice guys or whatever, but you don't want someone who's too nice. Like, you want someone where, like, if we're going to be feisty with each other and have like a discussion about something, don't be a yes man to make me happy, because I
Mm.
feel like sometimes the thing is with these nice guys, it's a case where sometimes they're nice to overly compensate and try to fit into your life and like your lifestyle or whatever, but they're not
Mm.
being nice from like an authentic point of view, like genuinely being nice. Because yes, be nice, but don't let me now take the piss on your life. Like if you're not happy about something, confront me about it. Don't be quiet and say, oh, no, just to make Angel happy, I'm just going to keep quiet. No, if you're not happy
Mm.
about it, let's talk about it. And I feel like sometimes that's why girls will go for a toxic guy because they know a toxic guy will put them in her place or, make her want to fight for the relationship. But with a nice guy, if you know that he's a yes man and he's always going to be there, he's kind of being a wuss. You know what I mean? So you want
Mm.
someone who will also still put you in your place, but also still be a nice guy. Like being nice doesn't mean being a yes man. Being nice just means being respectful,
Oh,
just
okay.
being a decent human being. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But it
mm,
doesn't mean like just be a yes man and say yes to everything I say and just let me walk all over you. Like it shouldn't be like that. I should respect you as a man, but you should also respect me as a woman. And if I'm out of line, you should put me back in my place. Same as how I will still put you back in your place when you're stepping out of line. So that's what I think.
mm. So no doormats, basically. You don't want a doormat.
Exactly. You don't want a doormat, but you also don't want someone who's just so rude. Like, you know, just
Okay.
be a decent human, but just don't be a yes man to everything.
That's an interesting one. So, okay, we're gonna go down memory lane, take a little trip down memory.
Okay.
So, take me
Uh-huh.
back to um no names mentioned because I don't wanna age niggas will start coming in my DMs like Blaz Mimi. Anyway,
Yes.
it might be a nigga that I even know. Be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was doing my job, but anyway.
Yeah.
Um Tell me the first time you ever or maybe not the first time or one of the encounters where you were with a guy that was quote unquote toxic, the men are trash type of guy. And what was going through your mind at that time? Did you realize, okay, now I need to end this now, or did you continue going through it? What was that like? Tell me about that. Any of the exes or flings or whatever it is.
Okay, so the one that came to mind instantly, oh
I'm
my
sorry,
goodness
bro.
me.
Hey.
A few years ago, right? I was I was also like in a vulnerable space at the time.
Mm,
And so I started talking to this guy. The vibes were amazing. You know how it is in the
mm.
beginning,
Yeah,
honeymoon phase,
honeymoon.
everything's perfect,
Yes.
and then
You're my
like,
angel.
so, I hate that shit, but yes. But anyway,
These are bars, guys. I'm
so
checking. Look at her. She's giggling already. Ha ha. LOL. Anyway, I'll continue.
so with
Mm,
this guy, like everything was great in the beginning, and then
mm,
like we decided to start dating. So we were
mm,
dating, everything was good, but slowly, he was
mm,
getting too comfortable. Now it wasn't like, oh, like no effort was being put. Like when you just calm down a bit and you're like, oh, now that I have her, I don't
mm,
have to put in as much work as before I had her and I was still pursuing her.
mm,
So now, like
mm,
with this guy, the first like few toxic things were, I'd be like, oh, so I would be the one to initiate, and I'd be like, oh, let's go on a date, like let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. And every time there was every excuse in the book to be given, right? And it
mm.
was like, oh no, I'm hanging with the boys today.
The boys, the
No, I
boys.
have I have plans today. So initially, I was like, okay, you're hanging with the boys, cool. Because I respect the fact that even though you're in a relationship with someone, you still have your lives out of that relationship.
Very true.
I have my friends, you have your friends, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't too pressed about it until he mentioned this one girl. Oh my gosh. And if he hears this podcast, he is going to know I'm talking about him. But anyways, so he mentioned he mentioned this one girl, and he's like,
Hey,
no,
bestie.
she's no, not even. She's a family friend, and she just came back. Like she just came back to Zim. So I'm
Mm.
hanging out with her today.
Yeah,
So the
he's a
first time he
serious
said
op.
this, the
Yeah.
first time he said this, I let it slide. I was like, okay, whatever. Ah,
Okay.
next thing, every time. Oh no, I'm hanging out with her. No, I'm hanging with the boys. No, I'm doing this. Now, at some point, I was like, do you know what? I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, girl, you are not ugly. You don't have an ugly heart. You don't have an ugly personality. So why are you sticking around for this nonsense? Like, why are you
Mm.
staying in a place where someone is making you feel so less than and you're just
Mm.
feeling so bad and so like you're questioning yourself and who you are as a person because of someone
Mm.
else? No ways.
Mm.
So I ended the relationship. But as
Mm.
you said, toxic niggas, he came back. They always come back. They always come back. And the thing is, he came back when he knew that I was moving on because now I was talking to someone else. And this was like months later, like months later.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
he comes back, but he comes back with news about this other guy, like trying to put down this other guy, you
Oh
know?
man.
And then he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh no, but like, let's try again, whatnot,
Ah.
whatnot. But you know, girls being stupid, you go back.
Ah,
And what did
whoa,
I
that
do?
was a plot twist. Hold up. Wait. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to process this. Like, in my head, I'd already counted the next steps of, nah, I told you I'm vibing. I thought the story is, oh shit, you went
No.
back. Oh, fuck. Okay.
The reason I did was because he had so much dirt on this other guy that I was like, no ways. And you know,
Ah,
like I was
damn.
also so like really vulnerable at that time. Guys, this was years ago. Let's bear that in mind. I'm different now. This was years ago.
Shit.
But basically I went back and then I was there and I was like, well, why am I back here? Like I'm not happy. This is not how it's supposed to be. Like, how did I not remember the reason I left in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
So then obviously I ended things again and I'm like, don't talk to me, leave me alone type of vibes. And then, like, here and there, you know, as toxic niggas do, they come back. Oh, I'm just checking up on you. Don't check up on me. If you see me posting on Instagram, you know I'm alive and well. Why are you checking up on me? Leave me alone. So
Hey,
now, like,
that
he'd
was such a
always
big
come back
switch
with
up.
this. No, now he'd always come back on some, no, I'm just checking up on you, nah, nah, nah. And I'd be like, no, leave me alone. And then eventually I made it very clear that we're not going back. It's done. Leave me alone. Don't text me. Don't call me. I'm alive and well. If you see I'm 6 foot under, pray to heaven. Pray to the Lord. Pray that
Mm,
I'm up there and not down in hell. But other than that, just leave me alone.
damn.
So, yeah. And I feel like from that situation onwards, that's when I realized my self worth because that situation made me sit down and question myself like, okay, but Angel, you're always telling your friends, you know, like when your friends come to you and say, oh, he did this and that, you're always like, yeah, you need to drop him, leave him, don't talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And in your situation, did you drop him and leave him and not talk to him? No, you're not practicing what you're preaching. And you're out here telling other girls, no, you deserve better. And you deserve
Mm,
better too. So why are you sticking around for all this bullshit if it isn't what you subscribed to? You know what I mean?
mm,
So after that, that's when I started really realizing my self-worth and like really taking care of myself before anyone else. Because one
mm,
thing my mom always used to tell me is when you were born alone. You weren't born with Tendai and
mm.
Tapiwa and whoever. Like
Hey,
you
hey,
came
you
out
said
by
Tapio LA.
yourself.
Guys, she
Uh,
put my name on blast. I'm not the guy she's talking about. Just disclaimer, because some of you guys will be like, it's not me. Anyway,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So my mom
Continue.
always used to say,
Mm,
because you were born alone, you're going to leave this earth alone. So why do
very
you
true.
overly value everyone else around you before yourself? Like you need to take care of yourself before everyone else because you can't pour from an empty cup, you know?
Hey,
If you're not happy in your own life, you can't expect to bring happiness into someone else's life because the energy you have inside is the energy that you're transferring onto the next person. And that's why even with this whole like men are trash thing, on my blog, like I emphasize how men are also human. They have insecurities, they have things
Mm-hmm,
that they're
mm-hmm,
dealing with. And now,
mm-hmm.
like, if I have my own battles that I'm fighting, like, I can't expect my boyfriend to fight those battles with me if he has things that he's fighting as well. You know,
Oof,
and I can't expect him to be my saving grace if I can't even save myself. He can
oof.
help me, he can
Mm.
help me, that's for sure. But I can't
Mm-hmm,
put all that weight on him to say, no, save me out of my depression, save me out of my anxiety, save me
mm.
out of my suicidal thoughts. Like some of these
Preach.
things, this is why like therapy and counseling is so important. And in our culture, it's not taken as seriously as it
Mm-hmm,
should.
mm-hmm,
But these are things that need to be dealt with firsthand. You can't
mm.
expect the next person to bring happiness into your life if you can't do it yourself, you know? And that's why I always say that, like, even with this whole men are trash thing, women are trash too. There are some trash women out there, guys. Let's not lie to each other and always want to play the victim because we're so called more sensitive, more emotional. No, it's just that
Mm.
we show our emotions and
Emotions.
how sensitive we are, but then men don't
Mm.
show it as much. And then we think, oh,
Mm.
no, men are these brick walls that can withstand any emotional issue or whatever. No, you don't know that. You don't know if your boyfriend's going home to cry every day or not.
Mm. You
Yes, you
don't.
cry in front of him. He
But
doesn't cry in front of you, but it doesn't
mm.
mean that he doesn't cry at all. So it's
Mm.
just not fair the amount of pressure that women sometimes put on men to be perfect when they're not perfect themselves. That's why I was saying, like, even with this whole like allowances, like girlfriend allowance and being
50,000
spoiled and things
rands.
like that. Oh, no, guys, no. No,
No, it's not
you can't
doing.
say, because now
Mm.
that's a transactional relationship. You're
Mm.
giving him whatever you're giving him, he's giving you whatever it is you've asked for. But you know,
Mm.
if you're not bringing the same things to the table, then that's just some transactional relationship shit, and it does not last. It rarely ever lasts.
This girl's
So we
preaching,
just need
guys.
to be fair, guys. We just need
Mm.
to be fair to one another. Guys, life is tough. Life is so tough as it is. Let's not make it harder for each other with these
Mm.
unnecessary expectations and these demands and this emotional abuse. Because I feel like women are emotionally abusive to
Oh,
men,
you can say
you
that
know?
again.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Actually,
crazy.
actually, there's something. Obviously, actually, we've got a few minutes left, but I was like I said, I was reading your blogs, but on the one that you talked about, the minute trash,
Mhm.
there's a line you said. You said, and I quote, "Women over communicate and men often under communicate, but try to give clear signs that they aren't interested. And unfortunately, this is where the men are trash in quotes mentality may come from." I found
Mhm.
that line so interesting. Um, Obviously, we've got you're dropping so many gems, but in terms of communication, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that uh this the opposites, how we as men communicate and how you women communicate, um if you are now getting in a relationship, how can you, as maybe if it's a woman listening, sort of navigate through that, understanding that okay, men under communicate and you over communicate? What can you do to make a sort of healthy middle?
I think in that instance, because women over communicate, you can over communicate to your partner that you want him to communicate too, you know?
Mm,
And I feel like in that instance, you know how they say if he wants to, he will. You know, if you open up to your man and you tell him that, "Ah, you know, I feel like you don't express yourself enough, or like we're clashing in terms of communication, like we're not getting
mm-hmm,
each other as much as we should,
mm-hmm,
then you guys should talk through it. He should also give his side of like how he's feeling. Like the
mm-hmm,
woman shouldn't just be the one to dictate, like, no, I expect you to do this and that and that and that. Hear his
mm.
side as
Also
well, because you don't
listen.
know what's happening in his life. Exactly.
True, true,
So I
true,
feel
true.
like, as I said, that like women over communicate to your partner and tell them, yo, I'm not happy. that you're not telling me this and that, or like you're not communicating this and that, or expressing this and that, right? And then
Mm,
he will give you his side and explain why he's not doing it, or tell you or give you reassurance that he'll do better, and then you start to see the signs from then on that he will do better. But the thing is, sometimes women decide, oh, because he's moving like this, I'm going to move the exact same way so he knows how it
toxic.
feels. But it
That's how the
doesn't,
toxic
that is
relationship
so
starts.
toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it doesn't help anyone, because now if you're doing tit for tat, you're just going to end the relationship. You know
It
what
will
I
end a
mean?
tat.
It's
Yeah.
exactly, literally. And then it's like, were you really in the relationship? Was it really like something you saw going far or not? Because if you really care about someone, guys, you'll fight for that person, and it
Mm-hmm.
goes both ways. Same way
Mm-hmm.
with guys. Guys should also give that reassurance, because most times because women show their insecurities, women will show you that, yo, you're not reassuring me enough, and it's getting to my head. Now I don't know if you're still in this or if you're not, or whatever, like that
Mm.
reassurance should be there, but on both sides. You reassure your man, you reassure your woman too.
Mm.
So yeah, I
On
just
the,
think, guys, communication helps with a lot.
on that reassurance tip, I don't know, I've noticed a lot of women, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I guess guys would think that, because I always like to say most women are great at social media, and most
Hmm.
men abareba. But when you see, for example, I see Angel, and I'm like, yo man, this beautiful girl, I think, nah, she doesn't have insecurity. She's pretty, a lot of people like her pictures, in quotes, all these things. But maybe Angel, when I start dating you, it's like you start showing me that no, sometimes I don't feel as confident. I want that reassurance, maybe about ABC. Um,
Yeah.
and and basically, from what you're saying, I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Good to know. Don't just assume. Could it just because there's something you see on the public point of view, maybe that's not actually what's happening to Angel. The same way as a girl, don't just assume that my man's. Let me just do tit for tat. Correct?
Yeah. I
Hmm.
think, yeah, with this whole social media thing, guys, let's remember social media is fake, hey? There's filters out there, there's faking
Yep.
it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember there's a time when like I was going through like a really tough phase. And I was just feeling so sad, so low, so depressed about life and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those, if someone goes through your Instagram, they see you smiling, they see you go out, they see you do
Mm-hmm.
this and that. Guys, no one is going to post their sad times. I
Definitely.
find it very weird when people post videos of themselves crying. And I'm not saying
Okay.
that
Yeah, that's yeah.
don't do it. Like, yes,
But
you're
it's
being transparent
mm-hmm.
or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, that's not really the content people have subscribed to when they follow you on Instagram. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if someone follows me, it's not like they're following me because they want to see me crying every day. Like, they want to see the happy times, the good times, the smiling, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But just because someone's life looks perfect on Instagram doesn't mean it is. So even like with this whole insecurities thing, like I have my own insecurities, so many of them. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, one thing I always have to remember is, who said there's a standard or level of perfection? Who if if we sit down and say, oh, Beyonce is the standard of beauty, who said she is? Because
Mm-hmm.
guys, we are all made differently. We all have different features. But that
Mm-hmm.
just because your one feature is so different from 50,000 other people on planet Earth doesn't mean you're ugly or you're weird or whatever.
Ooh.
It just means you're unique. So now this thing of comparing and all of that, it needs to stop. So now even comparing someone's social media life to their real life, don't think because I'm smiling on Instagram means I'm living a perfect life. I'm dealing with so much alone that obviously I'm not going to post about. But
Mm.
now, if we get into a relationship, don't assume, oh, because she's always smiling on Instagram, she's going to be an easy girlfriend to have. No, I'm going to confront you about your shit. Yeah, I look cute and sweet and whatnot. But if I'm not happy, I'm not happy, and I'm going to tell you that I'm not happy, you know? So don't be shocked on some, I never expected you to be, so confrontational. I'm not confrontational, but you're taking the piss, and I'm going to talk about it. If you thought it was going to be an easy relationship, well, joke's on you, sir, because we're gonna talk through it all. I'm not gonna let things slide. And I expect the same energy from you. If you're not happy about something, don't just let it slide because, oh, it's Angel, or, oh, Angel's so sensitive, she'll never understand, or whatever. No. If you're not happy, tell me. So yeah.
I think you'd be a great relationship sort of therapist type of thing. And I see you sitting down in the couple and be like, you guys, I'm not here to bullshit you. Now we're gonna get to the real stuff.
We're gonna get into it.
Because you paying me so much. I'm gonna give you back what you paid. But no, it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm really glad because you tackled so many more topics within such a short space of time. Unfortunately, our time has run out, but it would be brilliant just to have you back. Or even, who knows, I might just make Angel my co-host for a series, so that we...
I mean...
Yeah,
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, so, because I think there's so much more that you've got to say, and that we can bounce off each other, that people can benefit from. But anyway, just before we leave, could you just give us your social media handles, all of that, where we can find you?
Okay, so on Instagram, it's angel.nakai. On Twitter, same thing, Angel Nakai. Actually, guys, just search Angel Nakai everywhere. You'll find me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then the link for my blog is in my Instagram bio. I'll definitely be posting more stuff there, but I want to branch out and also start a podcast. Like, you've inspired me, so we're going to get into that.
Shout out, hear that? Psycho's inspiring. Yeah, leader of the youth.
So, yeah. We are definitely gonna branch out into podcasts very soon. But yeah, that's basically what's up.
That's beautiful. And I'll definitely leave a link of your blog and the YouTube video thing. But anyway, if you guys got any questions, feel free to DM her. She's got some gems that you hear.
Yes, definitely.
As for me, I've just listened and learned. Of course, I enjoyed the story about that dude that did you dirty. I might off air. You might just tell me, you go. I'm like, and I just DM the guy. Like,
that was some traumatic stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was so upset during that phase. I swear, if like specific friends listen to this, they're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. But we're not gonna get into that now.
Wait and see the clickbait. I'm gonna anyway. Until next time, it's your boy Psycho. You know how it is. You got any questions, anything? Let me know at PsychoZW. But you know how it is. Peace, yo.